I was inspired this morning by Simon Sinek and his talk with Chris Williamson on Modern Wisdom about leadership being real. And here I am. I'm being real right now. This week has been freaking hard. On the outside, you would think, wow, this guy's got it all together. Had a podcast there on Contractor Evolution on Wednesday, all about community, leadership, building your tribe. Yeah, that was a freaking awesome day. And I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the highs from it, if I'm being honest. And it also came with lots of lows. I had people say things online about me that really hurt. Things said, the internet, comments, easy place for people to say some pretty nasty things. And I am grateful for all those people that reached out to me through the last couple days about how the podcast aired, how the podcast helped them, or just gave them like some positivity in their day. And I'm really grateful for those words. And where I was inspired this morning was, again, the authenticity in leadership that Simon talks about. And that as leaders, we need to be okay to lead in the space of creating space for hard, for the mud, for the like, this fucking sucks. And I had a hard week, despite the Wednesday being freaking high flying. Our business has had a rough one. I met with my coach yesterday. We're super far behind on our numbers, our metrics for the year. And I try to reason and create excuses or create just things in my brain of why we're not where we should be right now as we're entering our last quarter. And it's hard. You work so damn hard to run a business, to build a business, to lead others, to give inspiration, to inspire, to show care, to show guidance, to try and coach, to be firm, not so firm. You second guess so many of your decisions because you don't know if it's the right one. Most of them you won't know if it's the right decision for months, sometimes even years. It's hard. It's really, really hard. As leaders in any organization, leaders of ourselves, that's something that you're allowed to struggle with. You're allowed to know the unknown is scary. It isn't easy. I was up at most mornings this week at 4:30, lying awake, thinking of all the things that were on my mind, that were stressing me out, business mostly. We're in a really busy season, and it's hard. And curating the team, finding the right people, putting them in the place that they need to be at the right time, right place, proper training, and knowing that you have lots of gaps. And you think, holy man, we've been working so hard for so long. You'd think you'd figured it out by now. Well, I can tell you confidently, after almost 20 years in business, I don't have my shit figured out. Not even close. And that kind of hurts, but it's also an opportunity to increase my skill, to take every day as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to find ways to make improvements in my life and others. And yeah, last night I was at the computer working. I'm really grateful that my folks are in my kids' lives. Because Tracy was out of town. They had my boys for dinner. I didn't leave my house until 7 o'clock because I found some issues that needed dealing with for today, last night at 5 p.m. And as the owner, as the leader, we're in it. It's those hard conversations with yourself. Like, should I let the fire burn? Well, I had 6 people not working today. If I didn't catch that thing yesterday. 6 people who were expecting to work, who were looking for a bunch of money today, because we're 6 days now, overtime, just pure time and a half gravy train, baby. It's good money. It's also a loss for those customers that are currently waiting patiently to get their services, their lights being put up in the busiest time of our year, who've been eager to get them up. So I did what naturally needs to be done. I solved the problem. But I left my house at 7 p.m. last night, and I had cold pizza for dinner, and that's okay. And I hung out with them, and then I drove home, and I was pretty stressed out the whole drive home, frankly, because I was just still in my brain, processing all the things that happened from the past week, thinking through how could I have done this, or how could I have done this, should I have done this better, how are we so far off on our financials, all of the things that just never stop running through my brain. And as I was backing in to our spot, I had our bike rack down because I had picked up Tracy's bike, and I missed it, and I drove that sucker right into a concrete post and bent the frame of our bike rack. It's $1,000. As Henry is yelling at me, he really wants to play with some friend. Dad, I want to play with Tom. Have you called Tom's dad yet? No. Like in that moment, and I hear that crunch, and I just started to cry. And I had to hold it together and not scream at him, because it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. Probably should have just paid more attention. Maybe I could have done it differently. Obviously, I could have done it differently. But you know what? That bike rack, maybe we get it fixed, maybe we don't. It's replaceable. I didn't drive over my kid's legs. I didn't run over somebody else. I'm not dealing with pain and suffering in my body. I'm not dealing with pain and suffering in someone else who I love dearly. And I'm so grateful for that. And what Simon Sinek talks about in that podcast that I was listening this morning, it was just to create space. Create space as leaders, as people, that life is messy, that we are all just trying to do our best. We screw up, we make mistakes, and we keep moving forward. But the super important part here is that you create the space. You create the space so that others feel safe, that others feel that they can come to you, or they just can be there, and they know they're not being looked at condescendingly or some way that they feel like they're looked down upon, because it's all about team. It's all about people. It's about connection. It's about community. which is the talk I had on Wednesday. The podcast was all about community, building community, strengthening community. We people were not meant to be alone. If you're faith-based, as I am, I'm grateful to know Jesus. I'm grateful to know that I have a Savior that is there for me always. Even in my devotion this morning, He is our rock. He is our constant. And in a world where we're always trying to navigate a lot, and it's a broken world, it's a challenging world, it's hard. And we can be grateful for that grace and that mercy in our faith. So today, my challenge, my encouragement is to just make space for somebody, whether that's a phone call, a text message, a voice memo, even a video response, a video message. Make space for somebody. Make sure that they know you care, that you're there for them, however they show up, however they are, wherever they are in life. And make sure that your connection is authentic, that they know it, and that they can feel it. Have a great day.